What is going on, family? Thank you guys so much for tuning into the channel. Well, we're turning you from zero to hero, baby. I appreciate you guys for the love and support. Disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm here to teach a skill that I have mastered over the last 7 years, family. All right? That if applied correctly, can change your life and get you to that financial freedom. If that sounds like a plan, smash that like. Subscribe to the channel and drop a comment if you're gaining any value from the videos and making money with our plays that we call out daily. Let's dive right in, fam. Let's dive right in. So I'm gonna go over the plays today that hit, and then I'm gonna go over the ones that I called out that didn't really do much on the day. But let's get right into it, man. Apple was a huge winner on the day, guys. Apple went up when it was up about $6-7 at the high today. Hit 446. I kept telling y'all, I kept pounding the table. If it gets above 242, this thing was gonna rip right to 245, and then ultimately 247. Closed the day at 245. Family, if Apple gets above and holds 247, this thing is going to run to 250, and then, I mean, it's pretty illiquid back into all-time highs, which is like 260, give or take. Yeah, 260. So keep an eye on this one. If Apple starts to break below 242 next week, you can see it push down to 237 and then ultimately 234. Very simple trade. Don't overcomplicate it. Microsoft was a big winner on the day. I kept telling y'all that hold of 510 was crucial. It needed to hold 510 to be able to continue to go upwards. And it ripped today. I'm not even going to lie. It ripped. Went to 517 and ended the day at 517. So this is very good. This is a very good sign. Very bullish. If this thing winds up getting above 518, guys, it's going to rip to 520, 525. 525 is really the next level above this 518. Sorry, there's a bird outside my window. It's pretty cool. 525. If it starts to get rejected at 518, easy short right back down to 510. Very simple. What else I got? Netflix, man. Netflix, if you caught, go watch my video from last night for the levels that I called out on today with my plays. They winded up, so Netflix winded up holding 210 today, pushed down to about 208, give or take 207, and then ripped up past 210, ultimately ended the day at 1226. And I said, that's a nice $10 move from 1210 to 1220. I was expecting it to get up to 1230, 1235. Didn't wind up hitting it. Winded up getting up to about 1226 on the day, which still isn't bad. Nvidia, man. I'm gonna touch on Nvidia real quick. Nvidia looks dangerous right now, guys. I mean, seriously, Nvidia looks very, very strong. It got up, had a rough couple of days, pushed down to 169 on Thursday, and then recovered all the way back up to 175. Winded up closing the day today at 176. So for Monday, if Nvidia winds up getting above and holding 176, it's going to push right to 180, and then right back into all-time highs, 184. If this thing starts ripping above 184, guys, it's in price discovery, which means that, this thing is it's probably gonna wind up ripping to 200. But be patient for that. If it starts to dip below 176, guys, I'm not touching it. It's not even worth the short at this point in time. Just wait it out. What else I got? All right, so AVGO, man. AVGO wound up printing to the downside again. I did not expect this, all right? If you watch my video from last night, I said that, you know, this thing could get violent to the downside if it starts to break below and couldn't hold 350. Winded up pushing all the way down to 337, which is crazy. So next week, but it held that 337 support though. So, you know, no need to fret about it, get all upset, whatever. You know, the real short opportunity on this thing is below 334. I called this out last night as well. Below 334, easy short right to 312. That's going to be a printer if, you know, you wind up catching that. Again, above 3, I would like to see this thing get above 350, above 350, easy long into 360, and then back into all-time highs, 370, 372. Let's see here. ARM broke through our level of support, which was 149. You know, broke through it, winded up pushing down to 143 on the day. I don't want to touch it until it gets above 150 again. Once it gets above 150, then we can talk. Palantir, man, holy crap. Palantir was an absolute monster today. Winded up ripping all the way from, I kept saying, guys, I said in last night's video too, I said, if Palantir gets above 178, this thing is pushing to 181, ultimately 184, 185. And that's exactly what we've seen here on the day, guys. Pushed up to 184 as a high of day. Just came out the gate swinging. I think it opened at like 176, I believe. So, you know, that was like a nice $8-9 move that Palantir made on today. I'm gonna tell you right now, Palantir is pushing all-time highs. All-time highs on Palantir is 189. This thing is gonna rip right to 189 next week. I would like to see, honestly though, I would like to see a pullback and a retest of 178 support, and then, you know, from there hold support and then rip back up to 185, and then, you know, 190, and then all-time highs. That's what I would like to see. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen, you know, but that's what I would like to see. If this thing continues to hold 181, you know, it's going to rip, guys. It's going to rip right back up to 185, and then ultimately all-time highs, which is 189, and then above 189, you're in price discovery. So, and, you know, just like any other stock, you know, it's going to be pulled to that 200. That 200 is going to be like a, you know, Wall Street, that's what they like. They like whole numbers, you know what I mean? They like stocks to hit whole numbers. So if something is like for an example, 182, right? You know, it's $20 away from 200. So, to be honest, I see this a lot, you know what I mean? I see this a lot. I'm sure everybody else sees this a lot too. Once this thing gets ripping past 189, I think it's going to get that 200 push, guys. I think it's going to try to go to 200, but we don't guess, we don't gamble, we react, guys. We react. So once it gets up to 189, then we can talk about, it starts pushing through, then we can talk about that 200 push, you know. But nonetheless, great day on the day. You know, congratulations if you caught that one. That was a monster. I didn't wind up playing that one. I made a video on this this morning. I made a video on it. I winded up withdrawing all of my profits from this week this morning before market open, just because it was a good week for me and I didn't want to, like, you know, there was no need to over leverage myself on a Friday and, you know, lose money or whatever. So there was no need for any of that. I did record though and showed you guys exactly how I played today and exactly my trade that I took on the day. I played Tesla. Man, Tesla really pissed me off on the day. It didn't do anything, man. I don't even understand how. Like, this zone is so illiquid. It's like gross, dude. Like, I don't even understand how this thing didn't get a breakout. I'm telling you guys right now, the fact that it closed above 425, or the fact that it closed above that key level of 423, the fact that it closed above there at 425, I think Tesla's going to come out like a beast next week, man. For real. I really do think that this thing is going to try to get an all-time high push. You know, all of tech is getting all-time high pushes, and Tesla's been, you know, being held down by Wall Street and, you know, the big wigs out there. So, you know, and plus Elon just bought like $1 billion of Tesla or some shit, some crazy shit. So this thing is going to start ripping, guys, once it gets above 338. 338 is my next level of resistance. Once it gets above 438, we're cooking, guys. We're cooking. This thing is going to run right to 440, and then ultimately 450, and then, you know, we're going to take our time on this one. We're going to wait for this to play out, but I really see this thing hitting 440 by Monday. I really do see it. You know, it's holding up a support. It just chopped above support all day long, which is kind of crazy. You know, this thing is like known for having volatile moves, and it kind of just did nothing on the day. Whatever, you know, but the real play is above 438 to 450. If this thing starts to break below 424, 423, you know, easy short to 411. Don't overcomplicate it. Below 411, there's a good short opportunity down to 394. So be looking out for that. Meta had a nice push in the pre-market this morning, was up to like 780, 789, 790. And then ultimately just sold off for the rest of the day, came back down to support at 770. Actually, flashed below support. Support is at 773, 774. Winded up breaking support, but ultimately bounced back. Buyer stepped in there and pushed it up to 778. Closed the day at 778. So I see Meta trying to rip. Same thing, man. Trying to rip past 780. Once you get past 780, this thing is going to be like a magnet to 800. It's going to try to break all-time highs to 795. So this thing is going to want to push and get that movement. So that's what I would be looking at for next week. And then I'm just going to throw Coinbase on your guys' radar again. I know, again, well, Coinbase, I know. Above 350, guys, this thing is a beast. I'm going to tell you that now. If this thing starts to get above 350, easy money, baby. Easy long up into 367, ultimately 370, 375. Don't overcomplicate it. Only if this gets above 350, we're playing this thing to the upside, all right? That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys crushed it, man. I hope you guys were diligent. I hope you were smart with your money. Go watch the video that I made this morning on how exactly we go about trading on the day-to-day. I go over exactly how I trade, guys. I mean, it was textbook. Everything this morning was like above our levels, right? And we know we don't trade in between ranges, and we don't give ourselves a chance to start losing money, right? You know, but in this particular case, I could have made out on this trade if it would have went my way, like if it actually would have ripped. Like it was perfect, man. Perfect entry. You know, I had my stop loss on. I took a little loss. It's all good. But yeah, man, my entry was on point. I did all, you know, I stuck to all my disciplines. This is a very important video, guys. So go watch it. I'm going to start doing this more often, just to like, you know, just to be showing you guys exactly how to do this, you know, exactly when to get in, when to get out, exactly, you know, what to put your stop loss at, you know, exactly what levels we jump in at, what levels we jump out at. You know, don't trade in between a range, guys. Remember, we react to what it does once it hits our levels, you know. When it hits our levels, then we react. Then we go and we trade, you know. Tesla was just a perfect example this morning of breaking over that 423. And once it started breaking over that 423, man, I pulled the trigger on the call. Didn't wind up doing anything, but you will see, like, immediately I started making money. Like, I started making money immediately, but I mean, it wasn't anything crazy, so I wasn't going to cash it out. You know, it wasn't anything significant. So I was really waiting for that 430, 435, 440 push today. We didn't see it. We didn't wind up getting it. But nonetheless, it was a perfect entry, and this is exactly how you guys have to operate, you know, in the market, and exactly how we go about, you know, trading on the day-to-day. It's very, very important. And that's it, man. That's it. I just wanted to tap in with you guys today, man. Show you guys, you know, the winners, show you all the losers, show you all what happened. I'm going to be full transparent on this channel, man. This is like my goal, is to be full transparent with you guys, let you know exactly what I make, exactly what I lose. You know, I'm gonna do this the correct way, and I want you guys to learn this the correct way as well. You know, I want you guys, that's why I'm gonna start making more videos like this, where I go through the exact trades that I pull, the exact profits that I pull, and all that, because, you know, we're about getting money over here, guys. We don't care about nothing else. We just get money. That's all we care about. So I just wanted to put that on you guys. I love y'all, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the channel. Be looking out for tomorrow. I'm gonna be going over some lessons and some stuff tomorrow. But I love you guys. Be safe. Peace.